Welcome back to the Logic Speak podcast. I'm your host, Adam Bieber.
Welcome. No, not those two guys again.
Welcome, Jason Etheridge, to our podcast show.
Yeah.
Here in our studio. And
coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia.
That's right. Coming to you recorded from Alpharetta, Georgia. One day we can go live.
We should do a live. Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be.
All the slip-ups, the mess-ups that we don't have.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Although I think it's fair to say, is this true? You correct me if this is true or not true.
Okay.
Have you ever had to cut any of our, have you ever had to edit any one of our podcasts?
I don't think we've taken anything out.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
Do it live do it live and it's just going to, wheels are going to fall off right and left.
No, actually, I think that would make us okay at it because you get the real
That'd be fun.
deal here.
Yeah, we'll do it.
When you listen to this. Okay, I do have an icebreaker question for you. It's been a minute since we've done one of those. I don't think I've asked this question. What is one skill or talent that you wish you had? Like you could snap a finger and you would have it.
I know the answer.
Go ahead.
And it's bifurcated. There's two parts. I would love to be able to play the piano and the guitar
really well
at an expert level,
like proficiently.
Yes. Not because I would love to perform for people. I mean, I do. I sing, all the things.
Yeah.
But just to be able to sit and play for myself.
Yeah.
I would, and take it with me, take the guitar, or to sit down and play the piano. I took piano lessons as a kid. So,
okay.
I mean, I have a modicum of piano playing abilities.
Yeah.
But it's, especially as an adult, to try to pick it back up and learn again, it is hard. So I wish I could just snap my fingers.
I know.
It would be so amazing.
I took 2.5 years of viola. I think I've told you this before.
Yes, which shocked crap
I'll
out
bring
of
it
me.
in. I'll bring it in sometime. I still have it.
On the podcast, I want you to, can't wait. I cannot wait.
So there's that, but then also, which I don't know, man. I feel like God knew what he was doing by not giving me the musical talent skills. Because I think
keeping you humble.
I think I would have been like
off the charts,
pursuing the Broadway stages of the world.
Your head would not fit in this room.
Probably.
What is your, if you snap your fingers, what do you got?
Right now in this moment, I would love to be a very good scratch golfer.
Oh, yeah.
Like to just be able to go out there and play par golf would be awesome.
You're not wrong.
I'm far from that. It's actually so bad that I still am in that season. There's a stage that all golfers go through, and the beginning stages are when somebody asks you what your handicap is, and you just laugh.
Yeah.
And they're like,
my answer will be
seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very is my handicap. I don't know that. Yeah, probably that right now. I just enjoy it so much, and I think I would enjoy it more if I was just a smidge better. But I'm getting better. It just
it takes. I mean, I think we can all agree golf takes a commitment, and it's a commitment I'm unable to devote at this moment.
So it would either be that or like day trading stocks, and then if I was really, really good and proficient at that, we might not be on this podcast. I was going
to say we wouldn't even be here. You'd own the podcast studio.
Welcome to the Adam Bieber Studios with my gracious attendee, Jason Etheridge. Now, this is your
one day
studio.
in the future. One day.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about something that you and I and folks in our industry, and I think honestly most people are feeling and seeing.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to just put a little context around a technology challenge that we feel like businesses are facing.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and give a little disclaimer. We're actually not going to be able to solve this issue today. So
if you stick around to the end, you still will not have the answer. Yeah.
But I think sometimes it helps, like this first step in identifying a problem is like realizing that it's real and having conversations about it and just having an awareness.
Well, I think it maybe gives, at least it takes a little bit of the heat out of the frustration maybe that a lot of us are facing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we love technology here at LogicSpeak. We love the growth of automation and the growth of large language models and the growth of AI.
Yep.
We have a whole fractional consulting practice that includes AI. We have the capacity and the ability to help people develop AI agents that can be like really, really smart, efficient 24/7 workers that go and do repetitive, mundane tasks. Like there's really cool things that are happening.
Yep.
But there is an unintended consequence that is taking place, and it's impacting cost.
Frankly, it's impacting more of our customers than the customers that are
leveraging
AI. Right? That's exactly right.
Ooh. Okay, so can you just kind of lay out the problem for me?
Well, so and again, this is more about knowledge for people who maybe haven't experienced this yet, or maybe have experienced the challenges that we're about to talk about, but don't know why.
Yep.
And the challenge is that the cost and the availability of technology hardware, especially hardware that small businesses need and are interested in purchasing, has just gone crazy. So, hardware that we could get within 2 weeks now, before is now months back ordered. We're seeing 100 to 200% increase in the price of small business hardware like servers, laptops, high-powered laptops, high-performance laptops. And a lot of times we're having these conversations with customers who rightly so are frustrated that the hardware that they need can't be gotten. And it's not an us problem. It's not a Dell problem. It's not a specific distributor or manufacturer problem. It's an industry problem.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter if you call Lenovo or if you call HP or if you call Dell, you're going to get the exact same answer. And the problem is that due to the meteoric, and I don't think I'm overstating that, due to the meteoric rise of AI and the usage of AI over the past probably at least 3 to 4 years, AI takes data centers, right? AI is these running and providing these large language models, and the computing power required takes data centers, right? So if we talk about Google and Gemini, OpenAI and ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Microsoft's Copilot, Grok, all of them require thousands upon thousands of servers to be able to provide the performance and the scalability of AI, right?
Yeah.
With new users coming every single minute of every single day. And so that meteoric rise, they are buying up or snapping up as much of the available hardware as they can get their hands on. And when I say that, even components like RAM, the memory of a computer, CPUs, motherboards, like all of this technology, servers, so that they can expand and build out more and more data centers and provide more and more capacity because these models are taking so much. And that is creating scarcity in the technology marketplace, the resources.
Yep.
And with scarcity, what happens? Prices go through the roof. And so that has happened. And I would say Beth, who does such an amazing job at procurement here at LogicSpeak, could sit down and tell you, these stories time and time again, where either we have to go back to a client that we just gave a quote to and say, hey, I'm so sorry, that's now 80% more, or whatever the case may be, nothing to do with us. Or when they say yes and they sign the quote, and then we say, it's going to be 2 months. That's exactly right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so that's the challenge that we're facing in the small business IT landscape. And to go ahead and get to the end that we talked about, we don't know what to do about it or when it's going to stop.
Yeah.
So, there are some things that we're doing internally here to try to help mitigate that for our clients, having spares, pre-ordering when things are available, going ahead and pre-ordering some hardware to make sure that it's available. So we're trying to do our part in helping. But when is the growth of AI going to slow down?
I guess that's the question I have for you. Like, is there a bubble happening where everything is so inflated at the moment, and then like it'll like, are we riding this curve where we're going to hit this kind of breaking point, and then things will start to taper off where like we figure out better efficiency, we figure out how to compute more with less, so we figure out something,
right? I mean, I think a couple
other options that aren't these massive,
right,
just hundreds of thousands of square feet warehouses full water filtration, cooling systems, and I mean there are data center plants that are creating their own power grids because the current power grid doesn't have the capacity to help them stay online.
Do you know what I heard recently? Is that data center companies are investing in buying old missile silos.
Yep.
They go down into the ground, obviously.
Yep.
And putting data centers deep in the ground. One which helps with
cooling.
Obviously there's tons of land if you turn acres vertically, right? Yep. There's land under the ground.
Yep.
That
There's
they can
already
tap.
existing
Existing infrastructure, yeah. So they're doing that in order to be able to have enough.
Okay, here's a question. How many freaking missile silos are there?
More than we know,
yeah.
Certainly. But so to your point, to answer your questions, and I don't have the answers, I have my thoughts. Certainly we're seeing, while I wouldn't say it's like the dot-com bubble that will burst, we are seeing an AI excitement bubble where it's new and novel and useful, and the kind of usefulness and the excitement are kind of converging.
Sure.
I do think that will cool, meaning once it becomes commonplace, when we're the early adopters of AI, kind of we're on that bleeding edge, then it's going to become mainstream, and then once it's mainstream, yes, we'll all still use it. We just won't talk about it as much.
Yeah.
Because of course you're using AI. Who's not using AI? Who's not using it to help their day be more efficient? Those kinds of things. So that is true. I do think I've heard some other news that other manufacturers who are kind of tangentially related to computer hardware are seeing, hey, if I can change my warehouse my manufacturing capacity, instead of building this hardware of some other kind,
sure,
man, let's get into the computer hardware. Let's make instead of getting all of our RAM components from this place or this other source, let's start to offer that as well, so that way we can take advantage of this bubble of this computing hardware. And so when you have more manufacturers that are starting to get into that market, then of course supply goes up, pricing will kind of level off. Is it gonna meet pre-AI days? Of course not, right? Yeah. We're never gonna go back to those prices, but I do think that we will be able to start to provide more capacity as more manufacturers start to retool, because anytime there's a need, suppliers will meet that need, right?
I just think about like the very first external hard drive that I had, was pretty honky. Yeah, it had a spinning disc in it. And
is that everything. A technical term? Honky?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look that up. That's for sure.
Sure.
I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, relative terms. And maybe it could do 250 gigs.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Compared to.
And now I've got an SD card, which this is actually the shell for the micro SD card that fits into it. That's even smaller. There's no spinning disc on that. And guess what? That can also hold 250 gigs. So, and it's cheaper. It's way cheaper than that big honking thing was. So like, could there be a potential that like some of these things start to come down in price? I mean, like TVs are a good example too. Yeah. Like the first flat screen TVs were thousands of dollars, and now.
Do you know that? Quick sidebar on the smart TV landscape. Do you know why TVs became so much more expensive?
No, because we took that stupid giant piece of glass out from the bubble.
No, the reason is the TV manufacturers aren't getting less money. They just changed their revenue stream. They're not getting. Think of it more like the printer toner. Do you think printer companies, HP, do they make their money on the printers or the toner?
Toner.
On the toner, right? They don't. The printer is the vehicle to sell you more toner.
Sidebar to the sidebar. My father-in-law, when his printer runs out of toner, he just orders a new printer from Amazon.
Comes with a toner already built in.
I swear, because it's just as much. And he's like, it's brand new.
That's exactly right? And so, which is why I like the whole certified. It's got to be the right ink. It's got to be the right thing, because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose out, right?
Value, yeah.
So similarly, smart TVs make money off of what you watch, not the fact that you bought the hardware.
Yeah.
The TV is the printer, and the toner is all of your data. That's exactly right. They're watching what you're watching. They are right. So if you hook up your smart TV to the internet, because let's face it, if you didn't, it wouldn't be smart, right?
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, all the agreements that you have to make when you buy that TV and you're clicking through and creating your account, you're saying, I agree to let you monitor what it is that I watch, and I agree, And so they are now monetizing not the hardware, all of the data, the big data that they're collecting from all these millions and millions and millions and millions of set tops or of flat panels.
Yeah.
So they're still making
already
plenty
a
of money.
Problem prior to AI. Now we have data centers to help process all that data, and do it faster.
Exactly. Wow. So it's, we will see a cooling off. We will see prices start to level out. Of course,
Stabilization,
stabilization.
Yep.
That's exactly right. We just don't know when,
Yeah.
and that's the challenge. And of course, when our clients are looking to us to give them answers, should I wait and buy the server in a year? Is it going to be cheaper? I can't say. Should I buy it now because it's going to be more expensive in a year? I can't say. But it is something to be aware of, and it is certainly a part of AI, of the AI kind of equation that we haven't talked about before, right? We've talked about some of the capabilities. We've talked about the benefits of AI for small businesses. We've talked through a lot of those things. This is just, I guess, kind of the other side of the equation.
Yeah.
That we haven't had a chance to chat.
It's unfortunately Amazon and the ability to get access to things, sometimes same day delivery, has kind of ruined our expectations.
Right.
This type of even 2-week lead time seems crazy. I'm like, there's really not the ability to get this piece of hardware faster.
Yep.
Especially when, my goodness, we had a situation the other day with a client where thank God we had already assessed that they need a new firewall, and it was on order.
Yep.
But it was supposed to not come in until later this week. It came in early last week. The day after, their old firewall crashes. And so thank God we had the new one that had just come in the day before, and we were able to send someone out that day to fix it. But man, that would have been quite the conundrum to
pickle.
be stuck in. Yeah. Of having to figure out how to keep them going while also realizing this is a much bigger issue that we have little to no control over.
And I think if there is a takeaway from this for our listeners, it's plan ahead.
Yeah, that's good.
Really, certainly we always should be planning ahead in our businesses. We should be budgeting. We should be, doing all those things. But it's even more important when resources are scarce.
Yeah.
So that your business isn't impacted or minimally impacted by, this supply chain issue, and that you have the technology and the hardware and the computing resources that you need.
Which I feel like I've been having this conversation a lot more lately with folks, especially newer clients that are coming in, where they're going, hey, we were planning on upgrading 20 or 30 computers this year. And they're going, would it be wise for us to just go ahead and order all 20 of them now?
We had a client, so it's an existing client.
Yeah.
They just did that.
Yeah.
In fact, tons of hardware showed up at our office, right?
Yep.
Pallets of computers, monitors, and whatnot, because they did exactly that. Hey, we think we're going to hire 30 or 40 people this year.
Yeah.
We can get them now. We know it's going to be a month before we get them, but we can get them now so that we're set up for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And while it took us a little bit of procurement and logistics and kind of, what to do and how to get those set up and stored and all the things, what a smart decision.
Worth it.
Yeah. Big time.
Worth it. I think the planning is a really good takeaway here. Anything else? How do we stay, I don't know, involved or, under in the loop with what's going on here?
Something that I think is really important for just any educated consumer is to just stay in the loop. Continue to monitor. You don't have to become an IT person to monitor the news cycle for AI hardware shortages caused by AI, data center. I think it's just important before the frustration turns outward to whatever vendor, and I don't just mean us. I mean hardware vendors, all of that. Before that frustration kind of bleeds over into relationships, just be informed.
Yeah.
And continue to monitor the situation, and to know that AI is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, I think this is helpful. It's one of those things every time we record, I want people to have actionable, tangible takeaways or an issue that we've seen and that through effort have solved. But this is not necessarily one of those that we can solve. It's just one of those we want to stay aware. We want to stay aware of. We want people to not feel like, if you've been frustrated with this and not really realized the why, just to have a little bit more context. And then kind of like you said, stay informed, plan ahead, budget ahead, and lean on your resources as true partners. That's what we want to be. We're not just a vendor. We're your technology partner. In some cases, we're your technology department.
Yep.
lean on us and let's do some of that budgeting and planning ahead of time so that you're not.
And I think that's, we've talked a little bit about our services in the past. Our success department, that's our job from a proactive perspective, is to meet with clients and to talk through these challenges. And these are the conversations that we're having.
Yeah.
So I love that we get to do this also here. We're already doing this with our existing clients to talk through some of these challenges.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, thank you for jumping on here and just having this quick conversation with me. Yeah. It's something I felt like was worth talking about. I mean, we both did that. Like, hey, this is a real issue. We're monitoring it.
Yeah.
and we're here to help serve in ways that we can to help mitigate the complexities and the challenges that come with it.
Yep.
So, well, folks, thank you so much for listening. And Jason, appreciate it as always. Thank you.
Thank you.